If you watch my channel regularly, you know I went and spent the evening at Blackburn Beer Company in Niagara Falls, Ontario. What's up, everybody? It's Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from the road. Here in Charleston, South Carolina today, getting in some beers. As I opened with, the other day I was in Niagara for the evening. Went to Blackburn Beer Company. Got to spend some time with Shane from Shane Craft Beer Reviews. Paul and Ray from the Alkanauts, Chris from Off the 10th, and a bunch of other people. It's an amazing time. And while at Blackburn Beer Company, they have a bunch of singles and 4-packs and whatever you can buy. I walked over there and started looking at them, and one of the people that worked there stopped over and started talking to me. I said, hey, look, I've had this beer, this beer, this beer. Put together some beers for me to go. So he picked out 6 of their beers and 3 other beers, and I took them home. And this is another one of the beers. However, I'm not exactly sure what the name of it is. So on the can here, it says Blackburn Beer Company, Cerveza Peso. Sounds simple enough, but then when I look it up on Untappd, I can't find that beer. However, I found a beer called Peso Ligero Mexican Lager, and everybody that's checked into it, it's a picture of this can right here. So I would think the beer is actually called Cerveza Peso, or maybe just Peso, by Blackburn Beer Company. But for some reason on Untappd, it's listed as Peso Ligero Mexican Lager. Either way, this is the beer right here that I'm reviewing today. And I'm going to call it Cerveza Peso, because that's what the can says. It's from Blackburn Beer Company. Like I said, out of Niagara Falls. On the can here, it says Ligera Clara Refrescante. It says Ligera, so why does it even say Ligero in the, who knows? Untappd sucks anymore. Blackburn Beer Company, Cerveza Peso, City of the Falls. There is a date on it, packaged March 31st of 2026. I was there mid to end of April, so this is right around a month old, maybe a little bit longer than that. Pretty fresh. On the back it says, brewed by Blackburn. How many times can I say Blackburn? Niagara Falls, established in 2020, Ontario, Canada. 473 milliliter, 4.5% ABV. Untappd is wrong again. Mexican style lager. Just in time for the hot summer days. Cerveza Peso. That must be the name of the beer. Untappd, you got it wrong. I don't know how I don't even know. This crisp and clear Mexican-style lager offers notes of fresh lemon, a hint of sweet corn, and a refreshingly crisp finish. It's a true thirst quencher. Pull up a beach chair and enjoy. Salud. It contains barley and corn. Sounds simple enough. Sounds like a nice, tasty beer. Untappd, do better. You know, if the Untappd app actually works properly, I would submit a ticket to have the name changed to the proper name, but that app just sucks. We need a better app. I'm going to digress and go off on a tangent about Untappd, so let's just get on into the beer. Got my iconic plastic cup, and this beer gets a 3.66 on Untappd, if I even found the right beer, with 139 check-ins. Either way, Beer Advocate, it was not there. There was no score. Accidentally hard poured this a little bit. Didn't mean to get that much foam in the cup, but it is what it is. Try to get a nose on it here. Hashtag dip your beak in it. It's surprisingly, the first sniff almost had that like Euro lager skunk to it. And now it's just got like a corny, grainy, almost adjuncty smell. Almost want to say it's got like a dirty smell. But that's the best way I can describe that scent. But all those scents are very fine, very subtle. They're not strong at all. Color. This is another crystal clear beer. If it wasn't for all this condensation from this soupy, humid Charleston, I would be able to see my notes right through it. You'd be able to see my face right through the beer if I could keep the condensation off the glass long enough to look through it. But that's super clear. I still have about a finger's worth of very bright white. Even in this crappy hotel lighting, it's super bright white, foamy head. Well, I'm excited to try this because all the beers I've had from Blackburn so far have been really good. Probably just jinxed myself on this one, but let's find out. Salud. It's light bodied. There's like an earthy, I'm going to say corny kind of flavor. It's definitely earthy. And when I say corn, it's not like that cheap adjunct Mickey's malt liquor, corn-based adjuncty kind of flavor. It's really like a corn, a raw, earthy, like flavor that you know is coming from something like corn in the beer. But it's not a bad thing at all for the style. Corn, earthy, grainy, but it's light-bodied, and it's actually kind of, let's say wet, which sounds really weird, but it's actually kind of wet. I think this beer, if it had some lime in it, or more lime, like maybe if you took a slice of lime and squeezed it and then threw it in a glass, I would have probably given this a 2 horns up, because this is a tasty, different beer. It's not just some like generic Corona Modelo light lager with the name Mexican on it. It actually tastes to me like something that came from the South, like Tex-Mex, Mexican, Mexico, kind of that region of food. It definitely reminds me of something that would come from that region, and it's very tasty overall. I think a little bit of lime, I would have loved this beer. But as it is, it's still a very tasty beer. And it's well deserving of a big horns up. It's kind of different to me for a Mexican lager from a lot of the Mexican lagers I had, as this has so much more of that earthy, corny character. And I really like it. That's really good. I think it just needs a little bit of that like limey citrus, or a little more of that limey citrus. Because it did say notes of fresh lemon. And maybe I could pick that up a little bit. But I think a nice lime flavor added to this would make this a brilliant beer. And again, this is a really good beer. I really enjoy this beer. Once again, Blackburn, you've done a great job. Whoever it was that was working that night that picked out the beers for me, so far you've done an excellent job picking out those beers. I really appreciate your help with that. Once again, thank you to Shane from Shane's Craft Beer Review for everything you did that day, and your wife for cooking. Go check out his channel. I'll make sure to link it down below. Also, thank you to the Alkanauts and Chris from Off the 10th. It's an awesome time seeing you guys. Thank you all for coming out and hanging out with me. I'll also have their channels linked down below in the description. Thank you all for watching if you made it this far. If you made it this far, go check out all their channels. Give them a like, give them a subscribe, and as always, embrace the adventure.